Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Star Master today because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign. This is a war story in the ongoing Spires of Paridar campaign, but unlike that campaign, which is played with Pathfinder 2nd Edition, we are playing a mini game called Stars of Paridar, played with Paizo's other terrific RPG, Starfinder 1st Edition, their science fantasy RPG. This is part 4 of our The Plagues of Zenides mystery. So if you are joining us for the first time first, be sure to go back and watch the first couple of sessions, because this is likely to be our final session. I intend on killing all of our... I'm sure they'll solve the mystery today. And with me today are the stars of the Stars of Paridar campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing? First up, we've got Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Golag, son of Doc. He is a paranormal investigator.
Nice. And next up is Ingolf.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ingolf. I'm playing Basil Rathbone, who is an operative in this setting.
Nice. Next up is James.
Hi, I'm James, and I'm playing Sally Dumaire, who is an Undine sort of assassin-y, almost lady of action, and a influencer as well, a social influencer.
Yeah, influencer assassin, the most deadly of multi-classes. And last, but certainly not least, is Darren.
Yeah, down here I'm playing Dr. Adam Ersprung, who is a medic / mechanic, and he's got his trusty combat drone, Igor.
Nice. So as said, this is part 4 of the Plagues of Zenides mystery. Let me bring you guys over to where we're going to go. Let's go to the overview of Zenides, maybe. Here we go. And what has happened thus far, guys? We've had a couple people miss 1 or 2 sessions here and there, but we are sort of at the close to the resolution, and our heroes our illuminators seem to have pieced together what has brought you here in the first place. As just a catch up for everybody too, you recall that you guys were brought here to the planet of Zenides by an employer who wanted you to. It turns out, locate a person responsible for a prosthetic that their brother had implanted for them to try and mitigate the effect of the uncurable plague that afflicts everyone who lives on Zenides without an environmental suit. And how has that investigation gone thus far, guys?
It's had its ups and downs, I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, up to this point, we've investigated as best as we possible. We found that the person who actually implanted this chip or microchip thing to stop the plague was a doctor by the name of ZZ. And we did actually track her down last session. Mm-hmm. What else? We've come up against a underground resistance sort of fighting faction, who we had interaction with again last session.
But they didn't reveal themselves as such, right? I think you uncovered that.
I think, we just worked that out. Mm-hmm. I think, but yeah, they didn't actually announce themselves in that way. A lot of their sort of higher tier leadership were eliminated. That happened before this all kicked off, really. But last session, Basil went into the Blue Moon Bar disguised as a dwarf character, Managed to find the doctor, ZZ. Couldn't get close enough, so Sally had to make an appearance and drew a lot of attention away. Most of the people in the bar were overwhelmed by Sally's appearance, so that drew a lot of attention away, and that's where Basil managed to get to speak to ZZ, who decided to make an exit out of the back of this club, where we basically captured her. We hijacked her in the back street. The doctor.
Golag would have been surprised how perfectly this plan worked. So it was like never before we had. No one was stuck in a wall and couldn't climb up or down or something like that. Just worked.
Yeah, there was no fences or hedges to deal with, which made it a bit easier. But yeah, we managed to find the doctor, speak to her, said that it was nothing to do with her. She bought this off of this person who was going by the name of BB. That was the sort of nickname it was Baruch Bernhardt, I think was their actual name, but everyone called him sort of BB. So we decided to set up a meeting to try and get another one of these chips and sort of try and find out what this BB character is all about. And that's when we met these two that we believe are from the RFF or the Resistance sort of faction.
Yeah, let me see. I've got I don't have a handout, and I'm really fucking failing great on my handout game for this war story. My goodness.
But it was a guy called Tam, and he had a sort of armed bodyguard with him, I guess. And there was a little bit of a confrontation with them and Sally.
So there's Tam, and there was the guy, I believe, right?
There was a bug went with him, yeah.
Which did lead to a really great moment of Ingo like, I think I know this guy because he's appears in a published adventure.
Yes. I looked him up actually. It is one of the things I ran, so it's no wonder I recognized the picture. Yeah.
Well, it's also I can't. The guy's name is because I'm horribly fucking North American. It's a Spanish artist whose name is like 4 names, and who's done like a ton of Cthulhu stuff, a ton of Starfinder. He's one of in the current generation of RPG artists. He's easily my favorite. I just can't remember his fucking name. So anyway, you met these guys, and what did they have to say about BB?
They had his location, didn't they?
Yeah, he's hidden somewhere, and he has not honored the contract they had. So it was very likely that he sold this thing off instead of giving it to the purpose it was supposed to be. So he just went into business for himself instead of being connected or keeping his promises to this rebellion. And so they want him dead.
Yeah, and the timing of it was, I think that I can't remember offhand what, and I didn't watch. I watched the last bit of the session before ours today, but I didn't watch it earlier on. I can't remember how you initially met them, but I think it was you guys had met, agreed to that they would help you, draw him out from wherever he was, and it was on the way there that Basil started doing some like social media searches and stuff, and realized who this person actually was, and that's when the last bit of the session was you guys kind of talking through the consequences, of helping them and putting into context what likely happened.
Yeah. So Golek, the problem last time was, are we into the killing business or aren't we? So if we leave those 2 rebellion people to BB and get him to come out of his fortress, they will very likely kill him.
Yeah, and to catch you up just as simply as possible and where the clues have got us right now. Last time what they learned is that the doctor got this thing from a dwarf called BB. He also provided them with an email to be able to contact, and then they would meet BB at a specific location an hour afterwards. When they got there, they found these two who had been using magic to hide, who revealed themselves. Dr. Ersprung also lost the doctor, who was being held. And
she ran off.
Yeah, she ran off elsewhere in the city.
Yeah.
These...
We promised her to let her go after her cooperation, and then somehow this period of cooperation was extended a few times, and
yeah, it kept Steele's getting worse all the time. What you guys figured out? Let me think here. So you met them. They said they know where he was. They want to see him as well because. I don't think that they had explained who they were. They just said that they were they had mutual interests and kind of led on as if they were working for the corporation that it was stolen from. They uncovered
but we had so we checked. I remember that Bethel checked their equipment, and we were pretty sure that it was
with the markings
from the
yeah, that's right. So you're able to place them as part of the Radiant Freedom Front. And the guys talked through sort of what the situation was. The Radiant Freedom Front was wiped out almost to the sentient by a corporate interest not long ago, which is a common kind of cycle in here. There's rebellions that come up that try and help the underclass that then are eliminated by that are framed as terrorists and then are eliminated by the corporation. The Radiant Freedom Front is just the most recent sort of version of that in Zenith City. And these two are likely the survivors, if not the only two, then some of the only remaining survivors of this thing. They did not come in force. They had to rely on external assistance, and they didn't seem to be able to bring BB out of his hiding place underneath one of the failed arcologies. On their own. They needed someone else, and that's, I think, what prompted you guys to look into stuff, and they pieced together they also found information about BB himself online, who is, it turns out, a terrible team player. He is not a very popular guy online. He seems exceptionally greedy. He seems willing to fuck over allies, or not necessarily to fuck over allies, just he will do things that will benefit him that will make everyone else's job more difficult. But what he's not is a murderer, and he's associated with the RFF, but he isn't a member of it. He's otherwise a break and enter guy. So the guys talk through what that likely means with respect to the very expensive high-end implant that was stolen and seemingly sabotaged. They also talked through who was likely to be the recipient of the implants, and they concluded that it's likely something that would show up in the stream of commerce. So there's not a specific person who would have bought that, but there's a specific class of people that would have been buying it. It also would not have been the way that it manifested with your client's brother was a lot faster than what would have happened in the stream of commerce. In stream of commerce, it would have been packed and maybe stored to a warehouse and then shipped out for people to different clinics where it would be installed, and it would have been months before this stuff would have gone. And if they're all part of a batch, and if all the batches is sabotage as well, it may not even go to the same clinic. They may go to different places because it's a high-end unit. It being stolen and it going into the course of like lower tier or lower society implantation, it doesn't seem like that was the intent of the sabotage. Is that a correct summary of what you guys understood from last time, guys?
Yeah.
So we haven't determined motive yet, it sounds like, have we?
I think you guys talked about that last time.
Yeah, kind of. Surely it was kind of a revenge thing, where they wanted to hurt the ruling class, who was maybe responsible. We don't know if they targeted...
RFF wanted to hurt.
Yes.
Okay.
If they wanted to target someone specific, or if it was just at random.
Yeah.
But maybe find out. I don't know.
Well, I think because we'd summarised that because it was an expensive unit, it was going to go to, the upper class, and there's potentially more of them out there that are in the system, and the RFF are trying to attack the upper class and put some doubt and fear into the whole, people with the money and the control over this whole plague sort of thing, and potentially get them to try and actually sort the problem out rather than keep rinsing and making the poor pay like week after week for drugs and stuff because they can't afford these implants. So if you make the upper class and the rich people scared enough that these implants ain't working anymore, maybe they might actually deal with the plague and get rid of the whole way they're doing this, and the poor will hopefully come out of it a bit better. That was us sort of guessing what what their intent was.
They know for certain that, or at least with a great degree of certainty, that BB is the one who stole the unit, who also sold the unit to Dr. Zizi. But what they don't know is why he did it. He's in hiding from these guys. He's been in hiding seemingly from everyone, and didn't make the meeting that the doctor said that you would be able to meet him at. Now, this last bit of information, Golag, are you sitting down?
Yeah, maybe he picked a corner of that club.
Okay, so you're sitting down. Well, you guys are in your rental car right now.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure you've got a glass of water at hand just in case this is upsetting for you.
Oh, surely something stronger than that, but yes.
Okay. But we talked about the difference in tone in Starfinder as opposed to Shadowrun on a meta level for it. That Starfinder is a bit more of a hopeful setting. You can have these kind of planets and whatnot, but there's all sorts of a wide, galaxy full of people who will also help. This is effectively the planet-size equivalent of a 19th century coal town, right, or company town. We talked through this stuff, and we talked about the real cause for this was this giant, the Zitzimi, the caged death kaiju that is the likely source of this persisting unnatural and magical plague. And when we talked that through, everyone was like, you know what, this is Basil and Adam, or Dr. Earthsprung, we're both on board with, this is really not our, this is not our fish to fry here. We don't really have a dog in this fight, as it were. They were mixing metaphors, but there were two of them, so why not mix them?
Fair enough.
But Sally had a different insight, and she made a point of saying, boy, I can't wait for Golag to hear it. What was that insight, Sally?
We should get somebody else, it would be good to get this whole plague, as it were, over and done with, and stop the rich exploiting it and free the people. I was feeling very altruistic, and we don't need to get paid. We just need to solve the problems of this planet.
We talked about how if one of the things with Starfinder is that it is that kind of because of the scope of the game and whatnot, you could, in theory, you could have a whole campaign about freeing this planet from this influence and the corporations and the people who want to keep it in place, people who don't want to keep it in place, and whatever. We mentioned that to sort of set up walls, as it were, so that we see an end to this adventure, and not that this is our new campaign. But Sally is not wrong that that's something that's worth noting about Starfinder that I think is very cool, is that this is the way that you could have an entire fucking campaign where the stakes aren't necessarily you going to every planet and doing all these different things. It's like, okay, I'm going to choose to care about these people in this place, and I'm going to use the the wide galaxy to try and bring attention to this and change things here. And I think that's a pretty cool, one of the many cool campaign setups that you could have for this type of game.
So Golag, we don't need the money. I mean, fortunately, I have my space YouTube income to support me as well, but and intergalactic TikTok. But as a group, we don't need the money.
So what I hear, Ms. Demir, is that you are volunteering to donate your share back to the group.
Oh no, I'm volunteering to share the group's money to solve the universe.
That's not what I'm hearing, but I. So what was the So where did it leave off? What was the idea at the end where we left it?
So we are on our way in our hover thing. We're going to this kind of underground location where BB is located to meet up with the rebels there.
Yeah, you guys.
We're meant to be helping to eliminate him, basically. We'd sort.
Yeah, or to eliminate the rebels or whatever we do when we are there. But
yeah.
Are the rebels expecting us? No.
Yes.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
so our rendezvous with them, and
yes.
Well, what they're giving you the location, and then they're going to talk about strategy for going in. This is like I said, it's the basement of an arcology that has been, abandoned due to, they said there was some kind of issue with it, but people aren't living there right now. They did not expand upon that, and no one has looked into that as of yet. I am certain that it has absolutely nothing to do with the horrific fucking monsters that I mentioned in our first session. That would be extremely unlike me to introduce specific pictures of monsters and then to introduce them in the third act of an adventure. So
there was this picture of the Kaju, or however you call that.
yes, there's the Zitsimi itself. Again, why didn't I? God dang it, Addison. Here, I'll do this right now. I think I cursed myself last time and then didn't just perpetuated the problem here. Hold on. So the Zitsimi is right here. Where is it? Here we go.
And I'm sure you said this, but what is the beef between BB and the rebels? Wouldn't they? I'm thinking they'd be possibly somewhat aligned, but they're not, right? They're going after him.
I think he was meant to give this chip to them to give to the upper club, and I don't know, he was in a debt or something, and he made a quick sale and sold it to the wrong person.
Gotcha.
It's basically highlighting the potential of the plan that they were going to have.
So if that is the case, if he stole it, who sabotaged it then?
The rebels, we suppose.
Yeah, we want to.
But do you think he stole it, then they sabotaged it, then he stole it again?
No. They sabotaged it before, and he was supposed to sell it because they stole it from the company. Then they sabotaged it, and I think BB was there to be acting as a fence to sell it to someone from the upper.
We talked about this last time. He's only selling to people of like Dr. ZZ's thing. If their plan is for him to use a fence, it's only going to the lower level. It would never go to what you guys think is the intended target.
Maybe he talked them into it. I don't know. We'll see.
I think you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Think about more about what the square hole might be.
He was the one that was getting them adapted and modified, and then potentially giving them back to him.
But why would he? I mean, this.
Well, they'd pay him to do it. I assume
but
he's got the contacts.
That's not his skill set. He doesn't have the magical things and whatnot to be able to do that. He was a break and enter guy.
But when he have contacts in the underworld, I don't know.
So he stole them and just. But
and ZZ can't do it either. Can ZZ
Nope.
Nor
Nor would she. Like it's bad business to implant something that's going to kill your.
The rebels had someone with them, so there were two of them, and one was certainly a technomancer or something like. So he could do that, and he's probably the guy responsible. So we know that much.
But he never got a hold of them, right? Because BB sold it to someone else.
No, he has to have. So he had to have the device at some point. Otherwise, he couldn't manipulate it.
So what does that mean then?
But he must know where they came from, so we could find out from him where they came from.
So that means BB's stolen it off of them.
Yes, that's what we believe. Yeah.
So perhaps.
And again, we always had the option
stole
of
it back off them after it'd been modified.
Yeah, I think he just kept one, or wanted to keep one for himself, or get it back at an.
So let's think of chain of custody for these things then. If that's the case, they have the break-in. You know that the break-in, because you saw news about, or scuttlebutt on the kind of shadow net, the planet equivalent, Eclipse net, I guess. You saw them talking about the break-in at this facility. You saw that there is some sabotage that's been made to this, and you're right, it needs to be someone who has more skills than what BB did. And it is seen that the rebels are interested in this. Where's the device itself in all of those stages? Where was the device when the break-in occurred? And obviously you don't have a clear answer to this, but I think you guys can infer.
So BB is a thief.
Yep.
Right. So his skill set would be in stealing them in the first place, isn't it? Or stealing. I mean, I understand we have a theory, perhaps it's out there, that instead he used those skills to steal it from the rebels, but he stole it from somebody. So he stole it either from the original manufacturer in the first place, or he stole it from the rebels. So one of these two.
Yeah.
And then the rebels, they're the only ones we know of at the moment, I understand, that could have adjusted it. The one rebel has the skills to have adjusted it. So we think at this point, unless there's some third actor out there that we're not going to worry about at the moment, that he had to have possessed it at some point. The rebel that could have adjusted it had to have possessed it.
Mm-hmm. Or had access to it.
Yeah, so...
Or had access to it.
Maybe so if I understand correctly, BB has this hideout. So probably they even were there. I don't know. So seems like a pretty good.
But here's the thing: when the change was made, if the plan is that to get it to the people who are the higher echelons, it needs to go through the regular course of commerce. Why would the device be in the possession of BB or the rebels?
Probably BB should have basically brought it back. I mean, not stealing it, but putting it back to just get it back into the thing. But I got into the impression that if you just put the device on the market, it will find its way automatically.
Remember what the two different... If BB's... What market would he have access to for the people who could afford this thing legally?
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to sell it legally. Yeah.
Precisely. So the way that it gets to the upper class is through the regular stream of commerce, right? They wouldn't have to go to the back alley doctors or whatnot. So if you want to hit those people, the people who could afford it legally, that's how you do it.
So BB
can
was
BB steal it from the RFS who are going to put it through the regular channels?
So the rebels would have had access to that marketplace, are we thinking?
Nope. Likewise, they're from the same...
So if neither of the rebels...
Maybe it was he was supposed not only to steal it, but to just exchange exchange the modified things with the with real ones, so that then.
Let me ask you this, guys: is having stolen the device the same as being told to steal the device?
obviously not, but yeah.
I mean, I guess BB could have been supposed to have simply helped the rebels get access to it, not actually steal it, but to help them get into the, let's say, the warehouse, and not actually take it. And the service of the dwarf would simply be to guide them in and, say, follow me, and then the rebels would change it right there in the warehouse, and then they would leave it for it to be sold through normal channels.
That is the type of work that people have bitched about online that he has done in past.
So that seems to be I think that's my top theory, I guess, at this point. That maybe that's what happened. Maybe that seems to fit the best. Except he did take it, but instead of leaving it, the dwarf pocketed it on the way out, or whatever, something along these lines, or took one of them. They adjusted whatever, a dozen or something, some number, and then he pocketed one, and he decided to make a little coin on his own, and he sold it to the market that he had access to, which was the poor. It's for some cash.
That is consistent with the fucking over of allies that he has done in past.
So and they're upset because they, on the one hand they're all thieves, but so if the rebels didn't have, the rebels code, if it was simply cash, they may not mind, but if the rebels code is kind of Robin Hoodie, then they're upset that he would sell it to the people that they like.
Well, hold on. I think you've taken one step maybe too far.
Okay.
Because let's go back to what was the rebels' goal, seemingly, with this device?
Anti-corporation so that the rich people would lose faith, I think, in the efficacy of these devices, right? Because some of them weren't working. Wasn't that the theory?
Well, some were beyond not working, but also quite obviously sabotage to accelerate the illness, right?
Which means they're all going to get investigated, and they'll find out all the other faulty chips, and this will never work because they'll put extra sort of layers of security in and investigation.
You guys do you feel that you're confident saying that BB was hired by the RFF and these guys to do something?
Yeah, to get him into the warehouse, or at least under this current theory, that he would be the guide, the thieving second story man guide to get them access so they could change them. So
that he was hired by them. Do you know what he was hired to do?
To get them into the warehouse and access, we think. I mean, this is the theory, to get them access, but leave them there. Just access so they could change them, and then they can be sold through regular means.
If you're in BB's position and you're not a part of this organization that's just been fucking eliminated, murdered by corporate stuff, and you're a hired gun, as you guys are in this situation too, do you think you would go along with this plan?
I mean, the other thing is, did he get paid?
Right.
All the
I was just about to
got
say.
eliminated.
Right.
He might not have even got paid and thought, well, the only way I'm going to make any money is if I nick some of these and sell them myself.
I mean, well, that would require him to be screwed over in the first place, though, because why would he agree to it ever unless he was promised something? He's not going to do it for free, so they must have promised him something since he's not in on the cause. They had to have offered him a money amount, and either he got the money amount and decided to take a little extra, or they screwed him over and weren't paying him somehow, and he decided, something in there, and he decided, well, I'm going to get paid somehow, like one of those two.
If you are in the RFF's position and you need to get someone to do as it seems to have happened here, get access to something so you can do whatever, things you feel is necessary for your cause, how do you handle that third party?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, I think. I mean, I would say that either they could go scorched earth and say, look, we're all in on this one mission. This is our last mission, and everyone else is forfeit. And so why would we pay this guy what we told him we'd pay him? Let's just go. That either that, or if they consider themselves an ongoing concern, they may not want to burn bridges and go ahead and and keep the relationship. I mean,
Sure.
that's what I'm thinking.
Let me
One of
ask
those
this in a
two.
different way, maybe. How much transparency do you have with your hired gun?
Probably not much. I mean, it's just you're just paying him to get you in the warehouse. He may know who they are. It depends on if he knows who they are. You may, piece
He
together
would
a
know
little
who
bit.
they are, and he may know what their goal is. But from what you know about this,
He's too unreliable. You wouldn't tell him what the plan was, I don't think.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
they would know
Loose
him well,
lips sink
right?
ships.
So then if that's the case, what's a theory of what might have happened here?
Well, I think he's probably just got greedy. I'd imagine.
I mean, the number one would be greed, I would think, yeah. Because he wouldn't care about the corporations unless there was money. I mean, obviously they have money. I mean, I guess he could have then done a double. It doesn't really make sense, though, that he did a double.
Well, he
like
didn't know what they'd done, right? He was told to get these things out, give them to somebody, and then take them back in later, or go in and drop them. But they probably didn't tell him what the things were, or what they did, or certainly not the side effects. So he was equally surprised, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. So it was just access, and he could have thought they want to steal some, or I don't know. Like he's like, I don't know what these idiots are doing, but sure, I'll get them into the warehouse for a fee. Didn't know they were changing them like that, right? I think that's a good point, that he wouldn't have known. So he was just selling what he thought was a functioning unit to the poor. Wasn't necessarily trying to kill anyone from the poor. He was just trying to make a buck. I think that's a good point, that he wouldn't have known what they were doing, that they were modifying them to kill. Doesn't even hardly make sense, unless you're specifically
He was double dipping. He was
just
double
yeah.
dipping. He was getting paid, and
Right. Back to he just wanted a little extra. Greed is the governing, because it doesn't make sense that he's in the pocket of the corporations in any case. Going just dipping a toe in that rabbit hole, because he wouldn't have then stole one and put it on the market to the poor, and all that doesn't make sense if you're getting paid from the corporations. So I don't think that makes sense. I'm just eliminating it. I don't think that makes sense. So I think he's driven by greed to double dip. I think that's a good call. That seems to be the and they're pissed. They're extra pissed because he didn't keep with the deal, or because
it's going to destroy their long-term plan. Because if it gets out that someone's died from an implant, there's going to be all sorts of safety checks and investigations.
But isn't that the point? Don't they want?
Yeah, but it's only going to be one. There's going to be, I don't know, another 30 of them sitting in a warehouse waiting to go out or be implanted that are never going to get into service.
So the timing is off, in a sense.
Yeah, it's blown the whole plan. It's like, it's gone off early, basically.
Yeah. Adam found out that we could, basically, it was a simple check whether the device was modified or not, if you know what you're looking for. So Sally could, in principle, just publish what it looks like for tempered devices, and there wouldn't be any danger at all. So that was the last session we were chatting about this. So just in order to fulfill our contract, we would just, if the client she really wanted us to stop this from happening ever again, I mean, we could just publish the data we have, and then this wouldn't happen again.
But of course, that would help propagate the current regime, right? That would just keep things going as they are. I mean, it would save a few, some lives, but it would propagate the current scheme, and by thwarting the rebels' plan. So there's that whole short-term game, but long-term, you're helping the scheme if one cares.
Yeah, I just can't believe that this would somehow I don't know, thwart this scheme in general. I mean, even if a couple of noble guys die, I mean, the rest has so much to lose that they would just be willing to take the risk, I suppose.
a desperate move by the rebels, probably. To try to. And we met the rebels in the bar. What was that again?
You met them in an alleyway.
Yeah. And actually, they met us. So
true. You thought you were meeting BB, and then they showed up cloaked in an invisibility spell.
Yeah.
Remind me why we thought we were meeting BB there. It was in the bar. That was in the bar. That was the part in the bar.
Got a call. Yeah.
We contacted the email address. Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dr. Zizi sent an email, and he normally arrives. And that was it.
I see.
But instead of him, these two arrived.
Yeah.
And they're going to kill him, right? That's what we think their motive is.
Or
what did they tell us?
Very, very harsh words.
Right. What did they say in the alley? What did they actually tell us in the alley?
They wanted us to help get in and get rid of this guy, silence him, eliminate him.
And what did they tell us? Why did they say we should participate with them? Did they say anything like that? Did they give an angle?
Because we said we were looking for him as well, and there was a lot of reading between the lines.
Yes.
And they think we're after him, they're after him, let's get after him together.
Yeah.
And there was quite a lot of tension and gun pointing, and that seemed to be the easy way to resolve the situation at the time.
So the idea was that they somehow believe that we are, I don't know, friends or hired guns for the dead guy. We didn't say that explicitly.
Well,
I
think they thought we were from the corporation.
Yeah, I think I had it backwards. You didn't think they were from the corporation. I think he thought that you guys were from, because who the fuck could afford you guys, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, we are upper end, so
definitely
I will have you know.
You're not fucking Barsh, like the rail drink, but you're on the shelf.
And we represent higher than that, so at least.
I love the idea too of Sally being like just independently wealthy because of her social media stuff, and you're like, we're gonna dock your pay, and it's like that's maybe 10 minutes of my time, so sure. So that seems to, having considered all the different factors and the interest, it seems like you guys have at least an operating understanding of everything that has happened and the reasons for it that seems to hold together.
Well, and one mention of our original job at this point, where that stands, so we could tell her. She just wanted to know who, right? I mean,
no, she wanted you to bring them to bring them for accounting,
or something. Okay.
Yeah, you remember you had that meeting with her afterwards. You proposed just like, well, we'll just find out. We got the names and whatnot, and she insisted, or you were concerned about it, drumming up the problems with the corporations and whatnot. And she was insistent on you still pursuing that.
Yeah, but so the last time there was this thing that she explicitly requested that we stop this. So this was her first priority, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
Not so much that she wanted to talk to the guy alive. Let me put it this way.
Yes, she's not interested in talking that. She wants to make sure that no one else is going to be hurt by this.
Yeah.
Okay. So thwart whatever's happening here. So it's not so much a hit contract on whoever killed her brother as it might be, but as much as stop the killing. Okay.
But then we can just go and advertise the solution to the problem, right? And that does that.
Yeah.
That would, by keeping on the good side of the larger corporations, that is definitely what Golag's dad would do.
And that's who she works for, also worth mentioning. That's her employer. Not that she's trying to help the corporations as per se, but it seems to be aligned.
Yeah. I mean, we could try to sell that information, but I guess we shouldn't.
Right. I mean, the corporations would pay well, but
we could just publish the information and sell where to find the guy who stole it. I mean,
it would fulfill her wishes too. I mean, it does dovetail with that. I will throw in there that if we sold the information and then you have the resources of the corporations to stop the scheme. That's what she wants. I mean, she wants the scheme to be stopped, which in the short term is hers the short term. She's not trying to overturn the whole apple cart. She's trying to stop the immediate problem of these modified objects. So what is the team? So, you know,
this is what Golag says to himself in the mirror so he can sleep at night.
You know, what I say in the mirrors is no one's business. So the Golag walks in after a 24-hour bender and says, so what does everyone think? What is what was the team well, all right, I almost am afraid to ask, but what does the team think about what we should be doing when we arrive? Now that I'm up to speed and everything is refreshed, what do the troops think that should be done about this matter?
Let me ask you this, guys. Who is responsible for Han Yu's death?
That's a complicated question. So,
I mean, I think the
that is something that a lawyer might be interested in, but not...
Most definitely. Like anyone who uses proximate cause gets a free free XP.
I think there's sprinkled culpability here, but is I mean,
The rebels.
The reason I ask that is because that might be a way that she's viewing stopping this from happening again.
Yeah.
So
it's
she
the
was
people who tinkered with the implants.
Yeah, but she was very certain that the rebels never would do such a thing. In a way.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Yeah, she told us
No,
that
what she said is that they wouldn't willingly hurt the lower class.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a difference between what this is.
But so I mean, because I'm taking her wishes is that no one dies. Like she's not necessarily picking up.
That's not at all what she was. What she wants is for this, what happened to her brother, to not happen again. And one of the ways of viewing whether you achieve that or not in her eyes might be to see who she might view as responsible for this.
And that would be the people who tinkered with the implants.
Yeah, or the guy who just rerouted the implants that would have never, ever gotten to her brother, if not.
I mean...
Are you sure you're a biochemist, Ingolf? You're not a lawyer? Because that's proximate cause, baby.
Yeah, no.
Because, I mean, her... I mean, do we know whether her motive is to stop all the killings, or is it to just she doesn't care about upper class killings? I don't know. Does anyone else know? Is that whether her if rich people die, she's cool with that, or no, she doesn't want anyone to die? Which is, do we know?
I think I don't think she cares so much. I mean, you could make the point that she probably has a little bit of sympathy for the rebels because while she made it out of this slums, her brother didn't, and he certainly wouldn't have died if he had. So,
but he chose not to, didn't he? Am I wrong about that? Wasn't there an original thing where she offered him something? Like she offered him a legit one, and he said, "No, I want to earn it on my own." So I'm pretty sure that was part of it. So there was a little bit of his choice in this matter because she's got cash. And he's still kind of slumming.
She was going to buy him out of the slums, wasn't she?
I thought there was some inference in there that she was going to help him, and he said, "No, I want to earn this."
Out. Yeah.
So there's a little bit. It's a little complicated. It sounds like, as far as if you get specific into the family structure, there, it felt a little complicated. But he didn't have to be there, but he chose for perhaps altruistic reasons, to earn his way, kind of a thing. But a little complicated. But. So what do we do?
I think the doctor's at the point that, this ain't his problem. He's a lot more matter of fact, this version of Dr. Ersprung. So he's like, well, if the client's hired us to find out the information, why don't we give that information to the client and see what she wants us to do with that information?
Yeah, we tried that already.
But she can make the decision when we say...
Well, let me ask you this. is time of the essence right now? You guys are
Yes,
sitting in a car talking about this.
Yes,
Do you
yes,
have
yes,
the
yes,
time to confer with the client? Let me do this. As much as I do deeply enjoy something adjacent to contract law discussion, let's talk about what you guys are going to do. Setting aside your contractual obligations to meeting or not meeting the terms of the contract, what is everyone thinking of doing?
I think we should go there and just verify that our theories are true. And if that means that we have to fight two parties there, then that is the result of that.
How are we going to verify it? We're going to... Because it sounds like there'll be more killing than talking. Killing somebody. I don't know how many. I mean, I guess, there could be discussion somewhere.
I mean, when we meet up with the rebels, we could just try to get them to give us some information, and if they act hostile, then we could start this killing business. Yes. I mean, we shouldn't start it actually. But yeah.
So we'll be asking them basically details of the scheme. It comes down to that, right? We want to know what somehow we get them to tell us, kind of like the James Bond scene of like where the bad guy spills it.
Right,
so
but
let me put it.
Do you read this situation as being like that? What do you think is going to happen if you make it obvious that you think they're responsible for this stuff?
Yeah, but what will happen if we? So they think we are working for the corporations. What will they do after we have cleared the way to BB with us?
Right, because they hate the corporations. They hate us, I would think.
So I'm pretty sure that they are into the business of killing us at some point. Yeah, or that, yes.
It's a little surprising that they would work with us at all. I think you can make that. You could throw that in the pot too. Like,
so what does
are they
that
doing?
speak to?
They're desperate because there's only two of them. That's it. That's the only reason they want. Wow, however many there are, there ain't enough of them to do the job. So they are desperate. But Basil's right that they ain't gonna let us carry on, because then that scuppers their plan as well. Because if we're working for the corporation, we're going to tell them, oh, by the way, you got a load of faulty chips that you need to investigate and sort that out before they kill the, because
what do we think they know about us? What do we think? Yeah, they know about it. What if they think that we know their scheme at all?
Yeah, they think we know what's happened and we're there to get BB, because that's who we arranged to meet. So they think we're doing the same job as them, but from a different faction, I guess.
One thing that would be reasonable for you guys to infer, the corporations may not know what happened to Han Yu.
Yeah.
They may not be aware of the fact. Yeah. So if you're in their position, because I mean, like, no one's publishing about some, again, so this is going to be a bit of a broadside here, James. An accountant who died, who happened to have some kind of poison. No one is going to be publishing news stories about that. This guy's just died, and life will go on for everyone around him or whatnot. And it seems like she contacted you guys specifically to deal with this. Let me ask you this. If you're in the RFF's shoes, and if they think you guys are the corporation, what do they think you are going to do after dealing with BB to them?
I mean, I'd be a little worried if I was the RFF that I think that we would show up with 25 guns, like we might, come in force. I mean, if we've got the resources of the corporations, why mess around? I mean, if we think that they're the big bad, then we just show up with a military convoy and take it from there. There's a little bit of it. I think a little bit of worry right there with only being two of them and we're the corporation. I mean, that would be.
But you guys aren't like you guys are especially with Sally. Sally's famous enough. You would be hired as agents of the corporation. You're not the corporation itself.
Yeah. So they wouldn't believe that we come with a tank or something. I don't think.
But we're certainly going to report back to them, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we are direct linked to them. So whatever.
We'll tell somebody else who does have it.
Come on, let's go there and just this.
Yeah, let's go there.
Sure.
Otherwise, we're just going to go around in circles.
Yes.
There's no obvious
We
answer.
cut to the scene of you guys kind of like on the sky car equivalent of a roundabout, just going around and around, talking to one another.
Revolving door in front of.
I mean, there might have been an obvious answer that dropped, but it didn't. So off we go. Like, something like, oh, okay, we obviously want to do this now that we've picked it apart and, but that didn't happen. There isn't some big obvious, so we just go. We go and figure
What you guys
out
should feel, you seem to have a clear understanding of at least an operating theory of what happened, and that is something, because it at least gives you a perspective of where you're working from.
Yep.
It may not shock you to learn, and as you approach the ruined arcology, they give you an indication of where you should insert into the arcology, and they will be inserting on another side so as to prevent him from escaping.
I mean, we could alarm him that there's a break-in on the other side.
Well, if we get to him first, then we've got another option, I guess. But
As you want to. I'm in for all of these solutions, actually.
So, having been proposed that, again, if you're in their position and you think you're dealing with corporate mercs on the other side of this too, probably you want to have them at, at least, not if not arm's length, and at least a sniper rifle's length away from you. And just as an answer to something you guys someone had mentioned about, well, why don't we send the whole, army in too? One of the things that all corporations operate under is budgets. And if not the reality of budgets, the perception of what is being spent to achieve certain goals. And everything has a budget assigned to it. This problem is a problem, but it's going to have a budget assigned to it. And if they're viewing you in that lens, that may be what they're spending the budget on, is this high-profile investigative team as a series of troubleshooters. Very high. As opposed to what the budget cost might be to send out corporate troops to go and deal with this shit. So that there's, while they may seem omnipresent, and omnipowerful kind of things, they have, it's all the people acting in the cogs who are getting fucked over by, Steve from down the hall, who managed to downplay the importance of your project so you didn't get the money you thought you were going to get for it. So, as a result, they may think that they are equally restricted, while the corporation may have unlimited resources. This particular problem and this particular project would have a smaller scale, or a finite scale at the very least. So, anything you guys wish to do before you arrive and start making your way down into the arcology?
We don't have any way to contact the dwarf if we wanted to, right? We haven't.
The only way you've had to contact BB thus far has been that email, and it seems that these two responded to that email.
And we don't. Do we think that ZZ would have contacted BB on the side? Just checking here. Do we think that would have transpired by chance?
But why? But why?
She said she only had email access to him, and she was pretty scared and seemed to be telling the truth when we.
Okay, so no, that's fine.
I
I
think
was just
Basil
checking.
hacked her home computer
so.
as well, and their correspondence, the way that she says to contact him, is consistent with the way that they have dealt with one another.
Yeah, I think we should just get in here and maybe look for certain traps and so on, and go like this. Do not forget to put on your jump jets, and then we are fine.
Is that metaphorical, or are you? Is that
No.
let's get our jump jets on and get this thing.
No, I mean, I think that's a good idea for Golek to have jump jets.
I'm not going to argue with that.
I don't disagree.
And when we find, just so in case we're particularly successful and we come face to face with this dwarf quickly, do we shoot him? What are we doing? What are we doing with this damn dwarf?
Well, we're trying to find out whether our theory is true, right? That's why we're going.
Snag him? Maybe we should we snag him and have him answer to our client? Is there any, or that's just too complicated?
Yeah, well, we could. I mean, why not?
I'm throwing it out there in case we just actually come face to face with this guy.
Yeah.
But first of all,
we not smoke him right off the bat?
Our theory is true, right?
Yeah. Let's just go in there and try to get out alive. Come on.
All right.
So let's take a look here. I want to make sure I've got one thing set up properly here, because it just dawned on me that I did not do one other thing. Here we go. I have a sneaking suspicion. Yes, I forgot something. So, I made a joke yesterday about Dragon Age and how I was going to apologize for the genre-breaking inclusion of a alien-style xenomorph in the session. I think I may have written that down wrong, as I think that apology was due for today's session. So, I just saw a couple of people's tokens clear out of their numbers, so let me quickly correct those. There we are. Now, everyone has, whoopsies, lighting on and everyone can see. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Just make sure that everyone is set up to have only access to their character. I think when I set this up, I might have set up as all characters. This way you can only see through your character's eyes. Yep. Let's get this corrected here. There we go. And Dr. Ersprung. Here we go. So this will represent you guys having made your way down through 20 minutes or so of tunnels similar to where you are. This is an entire arcology that has been completely and utterly abandoned. Give me 2 seconds, and I'm going to ask for a skill roll. Actually, why don't we take our mid-session break now, and then we'll come back and see what you find down here. Let's see here. Do I have everyone set up then? Sally. Sean, I'm going to put... I'll do this one by one. You can only see where Golag can see. I put you in a closet.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And...
yes.
Engulf, you can only see what Basil can see.
Yes.
And Sally. You can only see what Sally can see.
Nope. I can see everything.
You can see from all the targets?
Well, I can see all the way down the corridor and everything.
Okay, so hold on. Someone
Which
else.
I guess I...
Oh, maybe... Hold on. I'm curious if you're... Update. When I... Can you... Have you... On your side, has it updated so you're in the closet?
I'm in the closet, but I can see...
So, yeah... The corridor itself seems to be illuminated.
It's the
Un-
other Sally in the other universe.
Oh, hold up here.
But this is.
But
Yeah,
you
what you should
see
only
if
see.
the-
Hold on. There's something I've
The
got.
side corridors aren't illuminated, so if you move the tokens,
No, so
then
that's
you
fine. It's not the illumination I'm concerned with. It's whether you guys can see through each other's tokens. Let me just make sure that is set up here, because there's someone else you're seeing through. So that should be only that. I have a feeling might be this one here. Aha. Yep. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Now it narrows down, yeah.
Okay, so then, Sally, you can only see you now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that should be fixed. All right. So let's take our mid-session break, and then we'll come back and see what you guys find down here. So for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, there we go. And a banana needed some attention. And then... mark something. Oh, we lost Ingolf. Easy come, easy go. Okay. Okay, I think we're all back. So then...
What's the name of that software to create characters in various RPGs and track and advance them? It's been around for a long time.
Hero Lab?
Hero Lab. I was spacing on the name. I was having a discussion this morning, and I couldn't remember the name of that software.
Yeah. No, Hero Lab is... they were offline. They had a fucking crazy good Pathfinder 2 or Pathfinder 1, and then their online one is for Pathfinder 2 now, but they've also got a pretty good one for... It's not updated, unfortunately, but they have a good one for the Shadowrun core book. Mm-hmm. And Starfinder 1, Pathfinder 2... they just announced a license for Tales of the Valiant, the Kobold Press 5th edition, but not 5th edition game. And I'm trying to think what the other one they have. I don't remember offhand, but it's pretty good. Like I really, when I was running a shit ton of different Pathfinder 2 games, it was very handy for slapping together pre-gens and getting them going. The original character sheets for these were with that too.
They have no Shadowrun 6. That's very important.
Sorry?
They have no Shadowrun 6, only 5th edition.
Oh no, I think they do have 6, don't they? No, did I say 5th? If I said 5th, I misspoke. I think it's 6 actually, because I'll double check. I can log in right now. I made a character. Yeah, Shadowrun is the 6th edition.
Oh yeah, so then I was wrong. Yeah.
Shadowrun 6, Pathfinder 2, Starfinder. They've got a new one for Pathfinder 1 online, Tales of the Valiant, and Gloomhaven, the role-playing game. So, anyway. All right, so I think I have something to get you guys beyond just the battle mat, to get you in the idea of what you have been moving through this last half hour or so. I'm assuming you guys have your comm units on, so you are going to be able to freely talk to one another as you see things, things that you wouldn't imagine. You know, you might find attack ships on fire off the... No, that's lazy sci-fi pandering. This, guys, is an idea of the bowels of the arcology. Oops, wrong button. There you go. Oop, there we go. So, as you have been moving through here, at least, well, I guess first off, tell us what the what's sort of the spread of our heroes here. I've got you guys all clustered up together just because I wanted to have you right at the entrance to the map. But what is the dispersion of you guys? How have you guys set yourselves up? Do you have a point person? Do you have, you know, is Igor the canary in the coal mine? Or
do we have a stealthy person?
A couple.
Yeah, I suppose.
Sally and Basil are quite good at stealth, I think.
That would make the most... If we were going to have a point person, that would probably make the most sense.
The downside is, while Basil can see in the dark, Sally cannot.
What are we've got lights built into our suits?
Yeah, I've given you guys light, which I'm assuming is just the lights in your suit. You know.
So stealthy person's going to have to be quite far ahead if they want to actually do any stealthing, because the light's going to give us away. You know,
True.
before.
So maybe not. Okay. Let's see, marching order. I would say
We have still got the disguise hat if you wanted to be disguised as someone that might be in this environment.
the sewer cleaner or the.
No, Sally could disguise as Lizzie, maybe. I mean,
Doctor.
Huh.
That's the only other way I could see you having light and still being,
Right.
you know, sort of disguised, I guess. That's the only other way I can think of.
Oh.
yeah, if we can't agree on something, then we just should march on. So that's
Yeah.
not...
Okay. So, no, hold on. That's not. This needs to be decided. You guys need to be in an order here. So, who is the one who is going to be taking point? This is an easy decision.
Well, if we're going as a group, I'll have Igor at the front.
Okay, there you go. So, Igor, how does Igor communicate with you?
I assume we got some sort of wireless, Bluetooth, whatever, some sort of communication.
What I mean more is by vocal, like do you hear his voice?
Oh, I see. No, it'd just be a readout. It would just
Like
flash up as a text box almost, you know, like
So
a
it
text message.
Is then as you are making your way through the basement of here, there are two things that you guys come across. One of which is the sign of damage to the some of the walls, doors, and whatnot that you are passing through by something large and something that seems to have fairly sizable claws. The other thing you come across, that damage is all quite old, at least a year old, possibly more. The other thing you come across is at least 3 bodies that have gone through the entire marrow blight transformation. So folks who had not been able to, you know, didn't keep up on their medication or whatnot, you will remember, Dr. Sprung, that like you have to be pretty far gone in order for the full marrow blight. It seems like everyone has or everyone on this planet at least has a policy in place. If people are getting close to that, they will just be, you know, they'll die and then their body will be disposed of. But you find at least some of them down here. All dead by, all quite old. The corpses are at least, 7-8 months old, and all dead by some kind of gunfire. Seemingly a variety as well too. Some projectiles, some energy weapons.
Does it seem like they've had to been shot in the head or any sort of particular way of killing them, or is it just
no?
Like just
They
sheer
seem to be.
firepower,
That's a good question. Why don't you give us a what is it? Healing, medicine?
There is medicine, yeah.
Medicine, please. Yeah, these things are not. They are tough, definitely, and it seems like in the course of the marrow blight transformation, there are like redundancies and whatnot that are set up within the body, but with enough trauma applied, they will go down.
So there's no specific way they've all got like their heads cut off or anything like that.
Nothing like that. No, it's a variety of things. There's also not. While like I just keep showing you the same one illustration, it's worth noting that there is a lot of variety in the way that they mutate into whatever their marrow blight form is.
Okay.
Oop, wrong button. Then we pick up with you guys arriving here. Okay. Yeah, we'll assume all of you guys have your weapons out, your choice of weapons out. So you've reached here. You also have spotty contact as you've been getting closer with the folks from the RFF. As you're getting closer to the where they think that BB is located, though, you have been losing contact. There's some kind of... If this is a damaged core of the power plant that would be supplying it, that would make sense that would be disrupting the communications. And they haven't offered to do any kind of magical replacement for that might, substitute the technological comms units. So, having arrived here now, this is similar to what you're finding, what you've been through before. There is clearly the sign of... This was not a arcology that went, silently into its collapse. There's clear signs of fighting and signs of a great deal of bloodshed. This is fortunately drier than what you've been moving through, but you can see here something bled out there. And the blood is too old that without chemical testing to tell whether it's human or otherwise, or one of the sentient species here, dwarf, cannibal, or otherwise. What would you guys like to do? Sally, I think you have the highest movement of everything. The scale for this is set up to be 1 square is 5 feet. We'll ignore diagonals. Diagonals you can move, just count them as 1, and I'll do that for the adversaries as well. For the folks at home, let me just increase the darkness here. We'll turn up the dark.
Guess I'll move Igor first ahead.
There we go. Okay. So he's making his way forward.
And he'll just, glance down here to see if there's anything.
Okay. Nothing you can see. More sign of bloodshed. I imagine you've got the visual piped in on your AR, the augmented reality, for you.
Yeah.
And why don't we do this to make the organs? Why don't you each move yourself for each pass, whatever your standard movement is. I'll assume you're otherwise readying an action to take to do something if something comes into view, and then if need be, we'll drop into initiative.
Just looking for my speed. I do have dark vision, actually.
Oh, do you have dark vision? Hold up, Sally. Let me give you... What's the distance of it? Is it 90 or is it 80?
60.
Or, 60. Yeah.
Let me just bear with me. 60, yeah.
60. Here, let me give that to you. Sorry. There you go. And hold on, I can turn your light off too.
Thank you. Now where's my...
I'm assuming you'll turn your light off as well. Anna says don't go in there.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find where my move distance is.
Yeah, if anyone finds movement, call it out.
Your movement is, I think, 30.
Yeah, 30.
It's on the first tab, just be behind the class the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
So
below
just
show
on
class
the
details, yeah.
just above on the leftmost tab in this sheet.
Yeah, and Sally's is a 50. And everyone else has got... Oh, Basil made a 40. Do you have 40, Basil?
Yes. Yes, I have 40.
Okay. So...
So Igor can see more corridors basically to the south and to the west of this room, but there's nothing stands out in this room. I take it from...
Why don't you give us a perception check for Igor?
Okay. Perception.
Okay. You can hear the sound of something metal falling on metal deeper in here. This is the classic wrench falling off something somewhere off in the dark, hitting the metal floor and echoing back to you guys. That is the sound.
Okay. Well, I think I go ahead in that direction.
Okay.
Go 6, and I shall follow him.
Okay.
So we start to head that way. And if nothing happens, then I'll move him again, yeah?
Well, let's just wait for everyone to catch up.
All right.
Golag is holding up the rear.
Is Sally staying in that corridor and going round that way?
Hang on. Let me-
Can do. I think they'll probably.
Yeah, I thought that was
Join
with
up.
you all.
But
I'm
we're
just trying
going
to-
south through the room.
Yeah, you maybe missed. You just have to go further south.
Oh, just wait 10 minutes while my screen refreshes.
Can.
No, I should. I'm supposed
No,
to be.
Yeah, you're in
You-
there.
you-
You just you showed up now in the thing.
Let's
You can also hear. Here, let's do this. Why doesn't everyone else give us a perception check? Let's see how everyone's doing. Nice. Basil, you can hear the sound. Over the sounds of everyone else kind of talking over their comm units. Down here, something echoing of something scraping.
Okay.
Across
from
the-
the south, something's coming.
South.
South. Here, on this corridor here.
Yeah.
This is a set of stairs that would lead up. This must have been some kind of,
Yeah.
storage place. Stairs lead up to here to a platform, and the door
Yeah.
goes down this direction.
Igor heard something.
Doesn't
from the
mean
west,
that
so-
this is what we are looking for, but we should. We could just have a look.
None of the rest of you have heard what Basil is saying. Basil definitely heard the. Let's see here. Golag and Dr. Ursprung, you would have heard that sound of metal on metal that Igor heard as well from over in that direction. And it's echoey. This is a vast area, but this is what you've been moving through for the past half hour. And Golag, or not Golag, Basil, though, you can tell there's something moving in that direction.
Yeah.
So you think that's the best way to go, yeah?
Yeah. I think we should just wait for Igor and then move south.
Is there anything
least-
that you guys are listening for or looking for as you're making your way through here?
We should look for traps on the side of the corridor because this is a very small corridor. If I wanted to put in some booby traps, that would be the perfect position.
Sounds good. Is anyone of us better than others at that?
It's
I'm not sure what
typically,
that
I
means.
think it's perception to notice it and it's mechanics to disable. Is that right? Yeah.
No, Igor's useless at that perception.
Yeah,
My perception is decent.
Igor uses what we call the Dorman technique of setting off traps, which is, by discovering traps, which is to say he sets them off.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I should go then and just have a look, or go lag, but maybe it's better if I go. I'm faster, I suppose.
Okay.
Keep Igor just behind you.
I mean, maybe before we shine our lights down fully shine our lights or shine our lights more than we already are, do you want to have a look, or is that too risky in that small corridor?
I think just
No,
for
I can-
Stage whisper.
For context, although you guys have the vision in here, the only one who's actually shining light on ones are Dr. Ursprung and Igor.
Yeah.
Everyone else just has dark vision.
Yeah, I could just go here and just then look actively for traps.
So give me 2 seconds there.
Okay.
I'm just going to set something
I'll
up
hang
here.
back a little
Yeah.
bit then.
So with the size of the map, I didn't want to set up a bunch of tokens on it.
No,
Because
it's okay.
Yeah, it makes the whole thing fucking chug then. More so than what it might already be. And this is what I was fussing around with this morning. I said a little coffee and dynamic lighting.
Yeah.
Well, we
Mac
had
work.
Yeah, we had such a good instance of dynamic lighting in Darren's session of Elder Scrolls yesterday, where there was a back passage that led around that the guys couldn't see. And they're like, where the fuck is this thing coming from? And it reminded me, like, oh, it's so good when it works that way.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, I'm almost done here, guys. And, hold on, it has been 2 months in the new year with me not erasing an initiative tracker by accident.
Good job.
You know, some folks want to, have a more extensive self-improvement regime for their new year. Me, I set goals that I might reasonably achieve.
RPG goals. It's nice.
RPG goals.
Good stuff.
Yeah. The two, that and Ars Magica 3rd edition. Those are my 2 goals for this year.
I tried to get into an Ars Magica in the last.
Did you?
There was one. Didn't get in.
I've got a printed off the what do you call it? The quick start for Dark Ages of Vampire. And my plan is not only because I think it's dabbling in the setting that's a little more fantastical than, Ars Magica is quite fantastical, but it's dabbling in the setting that's a little more accessible. And so it'll give me a sense of the medieval stuff, and it happens to involve Edinburgh. And that's a place I love. It's where James's hometown, and it's where George lives part-time now. So that was enough of an excuse. All right. Sally, hold on. Was there a message here? Let's see here. Can I? It's crouching behind the barrel. Nice. I'll hit reconnect. I can't see James's camera.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
have that too.
Yeah, I had to get out, and I was trying to get back in because it was lagging so badly.
Oh, and that happens sometimes with these big maps, especially Night Bullet. We've seen it quite a bit. Right, here we go. I would say this morning I also got to make use of my #1 favorite tool on Roll20, and that's a transmogrifier. I set up this whole thing because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to be in this Starfinder game, so I set everything up in a different game and transmogrified it over. All right, so anyway, Basil, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
What are you
Should
doing?
I roll perception?
I think more pertinent would be stealth.
Stealth, okay.
Nat 1, baby! Would you like to astonishing fortune in that?
Yes.
I keep calling it such a hero point. We can call them hero points.
I know.
Everything. Star points. We should call them star points.
Oh, this is much better. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's, so it's, I don't know, maybe it's,
I'm sure it's fine.
No, I think it's just I want to I feel the need to explain what I'm doing to Golak all the time.
Yes. Okay, I have lost,
as you should,
Darren and James and Ingolf in cameras right now.
Okay, I can reconnect.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind hitting reconnect. Okay, I got Darren back, I got Ingolf back, and I lost James already. I had you briefly there. Oh, got you back. I think. You might be frozen in place. Oh, you're Morrigan now. Gotcha. And you're moving. Fantastic. Thank you. So, Basil, you are talking through. Go ahead and move yourself forward if you like. The sound is coming from directly forward.
Yeah, so I would wait a little bit for the others to catch up a little bit.
Okay.
So
okay, then from that, Golak, would you give us a stealth roll, please?
All right.
This is what happens when you're micromanaging.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking that the others would move a couple of square forward.
I decided to come forward because I'm pretty stealthy, so I'm backing you up. I'm getting a little closer to you, Basil. That's
They're
my
also,
intent.
remember, you've got a couple things that are triggered by shadows, and you have...
I have +2. I'm remembering now that I actually have an automatic, I think in dim and darkness, I have +2 on stealth rolls automatically.
Yeah, and you also have the ability to be invisible in shadows at a certain point.
The full Monty, that's right.
Yeah.
I do have the... Let's see, Shadow Infusion. If you're in dim light or darkness, you gain +2 to stealth checks. So that'd be 29, I think, in this environment, I believe.
Great. Okay.
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 So, if possible, I could still move a little bit forward, but okay. So
Golag is moving up beside you, and he's like, "Go on."
Yeah, because the others are still leaving behind. I don't know.
You know, in those military moves where they put the hand on the shoulder, you know, to signal so nothing's said. I'm here. Go. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Basil, there's an overturned office chair there. A couple of ones. Seems there's a dog somewhere as well. You look left, you look right as you're going through. Nothing as of yet, but you can hear your ears. I mean, I think inadvertently they've gone forward. Obviously, things are being transmuted through the speakers and the mics and whatnot on your environmental suit, but you can hear the sound of that scratching on the ferrocrete surface of the floor just up ahead. Adam is the one who is a giant beam of light, and in this utterly black area, he would very quickly stand out. Your call, though.
Yeah, I'm hanging back.
Yeah, this is best. That's best, I think. That's best, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think the sound was from south still, so I would just move over a little bit further south.
Okay.
Oh!
There is a small nest of these things that seem to be feeding on something, and I think as you get to the edge there, that is where... I don't think you can see what it is, but I think you can assume it's probably a D20 that you kicked, because we're rolling initiative.
Yes.
Oh. So, I think you don't need to click on your tokens for initiative, but let's find out.
Yeah. No, I don't need.
Don't need to. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. And... oh, I think I can sneak mine in. Damn it! I was like, okay, well, James is lag. I can quickly sneak in and put the monsters in. What happens if you guys have your results show up? It kicks me out of whatever I'm trying to enter. Now you're catching up. All right. And I think... here's what happens. First, I think we need to find something a little more tense for our music, because stuff is gonna get ugly. And I would hate for you to be spared any amount of extra tension. Let's see, what is this? Is this the one? Yeah, that'll do. All right, guys, let me just set it to the same level here. These are those White Bat audio tracks too, so feel free to turn down. Apologies first if it's fucking ear blasting you.
Nice.
Okay. The reason I wanted to make the change is because you can hear when these things see. Thank you, Anna. When these things see Basil, there's a screeching sound that comes from them that then comes from several other places behind where you were, ahead of where Igor was looking. So you all are sort of immediately aware, even though it is piped through the sound of your environmental suits. it does sound like you are surrounded. So, Sally, you are up first. You have a standard action, move action, full round, and a reminder, we have that awesome handout in... I've got the link to the channel that put this fucking cool thing together, but we got that as... Here we go. Handout, this is really terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Handout to help make decisions on things, and I got mine printed as well.
And they have a terrific game as well on YouTube.
Yeah, they do actually. They're much, to be honest, a lot prettier than what our Starfinder games are. They use, I think, Foundry for theirs.
This?
Looks great. I can't remember offhand the name of the channel right now, but do you remember Ingolf?
No, but I will just look it up in 30 seconds. I will know.
Mm-hmm. And I think they played through Against the Empire before, which is a really fucking cool adventure path. I mean, that second act when you guys go back in time to Akiton, that's a bit weird, but otherwise it's a really, really great adventure. Then it is... Sally, what are you doing, Sally?
So I moved down. I don't know if you've seen...
Oh, I did. Okay, yeah. So you've moved. So you can see,
then,
again, these are there. What would you like to do?
I will try and shoot the one nearest.
Okay. Go right ahead. I think you have a laser rifle, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So let's see if I can find it. Oh, come on. Sorry, with the lag, it's... I can't find things which are obviously there. Okay, let's just go back to this one.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Ah, okay, cool. There it is. No modifiers.
I think that music's too loud. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, nat 20! Beautiful. So that is 15 plus a burn effect. So what happens is you blast this thing. I'm going to take the token away because at the start of its turn, it's going to die. You hit. Tell us how it is that you've managed to line this shot up well enough so that it is going to go down like a human torch on its turn.
Yep, so I sprint that, pace my way down the corridor, turn, and just send a scorcher right down through its head.
Nice. Golag, unless you have a swift action, Sally?
No, I'm good.
Golag, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm pleased with that.
I am going to move my 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I can't quite make out the foes yet.
Okay.
So I don't. Did
the one that's on fire and screaming?
I hear the screaming, I would assume, but did anyone say anything? Just out of curiosity, like when you first saw
Basil
them,
might have. What did you say anything, Basil?
Yeah, I would have whispered in the comms that there are creatures below. I see 4.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Or perhaps more pithily, they're here.
More.
I'm trying to think of anything I could do without seeing them. You know, I think for... All right, well, for fun, because I haven't done it before, maybe I summon a creature. That's something I can do indirectly.
Yep.
So I'm going to do that.
What are you summoning? Go ahead.
I seem to have a choice of Agathians, air elementals, inevitables, or shadow creatures.
Yeah. Agathions, I think, are...
Agathions.
To be honest, I don't remember. And they're creatures of things. Why don't you tell us what cool thing... Really, the stats are all going to be kind of the same for them for the most part. What do you think it looks like as you... And I guess most importantly, too, is it a first level spell slot or a second level spell slot you're using for it?
I think it appears to be a level 2. It's listed as a level 2.
But that means you can cast at that level or less. It's not like PF2 where you're like you have to have the thing at that level.
I'll go level 1.
Level 1. So then that will be one level 1 thing. The creature will just be a little less powerful.
I'll go with a shadow creature since we're down here in the Underdark.
I love it. Okay.
It'll crawl out of a shadow or something, whatever is appropriate.
Okay. And then it is... Where's your stat block? Small. So when we made the character over the holidays, I had the character in mind, and then I've subsequently forgotten. Ingolf, do you remember what the stat block I use for this is?
For which
for
one?
A tiny shadow creature.
No, I'm sorry, I did not.
No, that's okay.
There must be some graft, or how did?
I think there's a
shadow thing graft.
Yeah, there's a graft you put on it, and let's see here. Let's see here. To generate the stats for the summon, first check the stat block. If the page number is listed, use the stat block on that page. Otherwise, if it's tiny, small, medium, large, huge, use the elemental stat block. There we go. So, I think I can actually give you a character sheet for it. Oh, it's not. Let's see. Because I do have the Alien Archives in this, and I think this one... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let me see if this works. Go lag. Okay, I'm getting a moving symbol here. Let's see if that is working. Oh, god damn it. You know, the one thing that I really, if Roll20 did nothing else, fixing the sticky character sheet thing, you know, when you move your cursor up and it catches the character sheet and it drags the fucking thing around when you're trying to move your...
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, I got you. That's been going a long time, too. It's too bad.
Oh, yeah. It's a long-term issue.
Right. It's part of the charm.
Exactly. All right, if this doesn't work, then I'll tell you what the stats are quickly. Oh, hold up. He has showed up at the top here. Let me see if I can drag him out here.
Space Golag's first summoned creature.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let me... Here we go. Sorry for delay here, guys. Here we go.
In the meantime, just for entertainment, so the YouTube channel is called The Horizon YT for YouTube, I suppose.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they're playing a game which they call the Discordant Signal, which is something that is more from the Signal of Screams. At least I think they start off playing on Versus.
Oh, nice.
So.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, Golag, can you see that little critter that just appeared behind you?
Oh, yes.
Let me just set the hit points for this, and then I'll give you access to the character sheet. Oh,
okay.
Nope, wrong thing. Did that work?
We definitely want to fight them, really.
Well, Ms. Dumir already set one on fire, so I think that's determined.
I didn't think they wanted to be friends.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're coming from behind also, well, we'll see.
It turns out it does not work. The drag and drop, after all of that, it does drag into the game, but because the character sheet is different from it. But that's okay. Let me give me 2 seconds. I'll give you control over the token, and I'll tell you what the bonus is. Jesus. I was like, why isn't it updating the hit points? Oh, because it doesn't have any hit points. All right. So it's 6 hit points.
Okay.
And I'll give you control here. Controlled by... Go lag.
And it has a melee attack, is that correct?
It does. It has a melee attack that is +5 to hit, doing 1d6 +3 damage. I'm going to mark this page in the event that we have questions. And it has some shadow traits as well, too, but I don't think see any of that matter right now.
Yeah.
Speed is 30. It's immune to cold, electricity, poison, and has resistance 1 to acid and fire.
Okay. What's its duration?
It does cold damage. The duration of the spell is 1 round per level. So you got 6 rounds with this critter.
Gotcha.
And then... It attacks your opponents to the best of its ability. If you can communicate with the creature, you can direct it to not attack. So you don't even need to spend actions. It's not like Igor in PF2. So that is it is a full round action though. Did you move?
I did.
So you would have known this. You couldn't move and summon at the same time. Summoning is a full round. It's one of the rare times where spells actually can be interrupted.
Gotcha.
So
I will...
The range, though, is 100 feet plus 10 per level. So it's 160 feet away. So if you wanted to, like, summon that thing up ahead, you could do that. Let me just give it sight so you can move it where you like.
So I either need to move back, right? Or we need to say that I summoned it next round.
Yeah, or you wouldn't be able to cast it. Your choice.
I'll move back.
Yeah, I figured as much. I figured as much. And then go ahead and move. You should have control over your critter. It'll arrive this round. I don't think it attacks. Oh, actually, immediately on your turn, so you'll also get a chance to attack.
Okay, cool.
So, if I may be so bold, I'm assuming you'd summon it right around like there.
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and it has a movement of 30 and is plus 5 to hit, 1d6 plus 3 damage at your leisure. And then Basil, you'll be up next.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of runway. I'm going to advance and attack.
Okay.
On a near one.
And I've just selected a Shadow Centipede, but what does yours look like?
I think it appears as like something coming out of the floor in a sense. So it's like, you know, sort of creeps ahead, like, yeah, sort of like a
formless thing?
Formless crawling shadow on the ground.
Go right ahead and give us your attack roll.
Should I just roll a d20 then?
Yes, give us a d20 plus 5.
All right.
That is a hit.
Nice.
And go ahead and roll damage. 1d6 plus 3, I think I said.
Okay. Check that. You told me. Yep, that's what you told me.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Holy
It's doing
shit.
its best.
So it tears into this thing, and you can see that, well, you can't see, but Sally and Basil, you can see that what is coming out of these things, it seems, imagine a vicious combination of blood and like the goo you would get out of an oversized beetle. That is the mixture of ichor and blood that sprays out as this thing tears into it with its shadowy tendrils. Basil, you're up next. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think I will move and try to do. I can't do my trick attack if I move, but I could.
I think you can actually. Isn't that part of trick attack? Usually, is, unless yours is special, trick attack is usually move and then you make the skill check and then.
Yes, okay, it might be. I'm sorry. No, I'm on the. No, I'm on the first. So wrong.
You're an operative. Trick attack. As a full action, you move up to your speed, and then whether you moved or not, you can also make the attack, and then you've got those other little modifiers with it too.
Yeah, okay. So I would just move and use my Corona pistol with
Nice.
the.
And then you so make your skill check for us first. Which skill do you think you're using?
This is interesting. I think I should use something like athletics, maybe just roll through the ground or something like that. So just that they think I'm moving to the left, but I'm moving actually to the right.
Yeah. Actually, so your trick attack, bluff, intimidate, or stealth.
Yeah, okay, then I would do bluff. I mean,
Okay.
that's
DC's
what I said.
21.
Yeah, okay.
Beautiful.
So,
Wow, that's a lot of extra damage. Go ahead and make your attack. And move yourself whenever you like.
yeah, I would just move. I think I would move. So is it, do I have to jump down here or something?
Yeah, but you can count as part of your move. You don't have to make a roll for
No,
it.
I can just use the stairs, I think. So it would let me pass, yeah. And this is like... no, I think it doesn't make sense. I would move here because otherwise I couldn't see.
Couldn't see
of
them.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're racing along.
So,
you deke one way, you race the other way. Go ahead and make your attack.
yeah.
Do you have a choice of targets, or is it anybody?
Yeah, I would the lowest one here. This one here.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Okay.
So submit. 19
19 is more than good enough, and
18 damage in total.
that. Oh, there's your trick attack. I was saying, like, oh, that's not a good roll. 18 damage. What does it look like as you blast that first one down?
Yeah, I think I maybe have aimed for the head or something like that and just try to find it. Yeah.
One single shot. Then, Dr. Ursprung, you can hear the sound of that screeching in this direction and in this direction.
Okay.
One down, still 4 below.
Yeah, so I was just trying to look up exactly how I use Igor because it's different, obviously, to Pathfinder.
Yes,
I think
let me
he
tell
basically
you here.
I think he takes my turn over if I'm moving.
No. Yeah, it's a lot more. So here, your
So there's the PF, yes.
yeah. It's a lot more free, I think, than what it was in PF2. Let me double check here. So, and if you're thinking, Kevin, are you just justifying your third printing of the core book? Recent purchase? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so your drone. Drone's begun on page 74. Here we go. It's building your drone. Okay. Each round on your turn, after you have acted, your drone can either take a move action or a standard action to attack. You must be able to issue simple commands to your drone, but you don't have to spend actions to issue these commands. As a move action, you can directly control your drone. This allows it to take both a move action and any standard action from the turn. If you also take the swift action, your drone can take a swift action. And yeah, so that's how that works. It can take a move. So actually, it is kind of similar to how Igor works. You get a move action or standard action without doing anything. If you give up your move, it can do both a move and a standard. It cannot take a full round action yet.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna move it. I'm just gonna leave him basically guarding the rear here, because there seems to be sounds all around us.
So he'll move over there.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna move through him and come down here to see what's going on and see if there's any further assistance required.
So that's your move. You still have a standard and still a swift.
So it said I could do a full action, couldn't I? So I could have just run down here.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just keep moving, I think.
Well, so run is a different thing because it affects your defenses. It allows you to move, I think it's 4 your regular move. So that's, you could also, if you all you want to do is cautiously move up, spend your standard action to do a...
Just do another move.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just move twice. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right, then it is... Oh, okay, running has to be a straight line. Got it. Okay. Then the screeching continues, and let's move some creatures. You know what I could have been doing before the session, rather than set up all this dynamic lighting, is grabbing my cards for my alien archive thing, but I did not do that. So I have a bunch of different things, odd objects stuck in the middle of my alien archive book now to keep track of pages. All right, so then these things are running up for their action. Not running, but they're moving up for their action. There are some making their way down to the north. Igor, you can see this on Igor's cam vid, or headlamp vid, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. There are also some moving in from the side here, Igor.
Looks quite a few.
And these will run all the way down the corridor. Yeah. Then the ones in here. Let's see here. Your shadow elemental has a KAC of 12. So I need an 8 to hit it, Golag.
Okay.
This thing's all those claws on its back, rear back, and I think I'll make a full round attack. So I've got the cheat sheet here. What am I doing? I was about to ask Ingolf again. How things work, but
that full attack is the 2 attacks with a -4. Is that what that is?
-4. That's what I was looking for. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay.
So I have +0. I need a 12 or higher to hit. I hit with 1. Anna says, "Oh no, oh no!" That is 6 points of damage. So unfortunately, that is enough to send your shadow creature back to the shadow realm. When you can feel that that's the case. This one will run up to Sally. Sally, what is your KAC?
Let's see if it wants to move. Come along.
Anna wishes you luck. These things aren't going to be able to attack Basil. They're just moving in on you.
KAC is 21.
21, okay. So my 6 is a miss, then, is what you're saying. So this thing comes in, and you're able to just batter it to the side. And Dr. Earthsprung, you see this thing come in and just lurch on top of Sally. I think that is it for the Marrow Blight. So, Sally, you're up next. What are you doing? Earth is gone.
Again with a little lag. Come on, and stop sticking. Can I, with my offhand, smack it with my?
Yeah, you got your. You can also kick it. Remember your unarmed attack? That counts as kicks, punches, whatever you want.
Right. So I'll just kick the bugger off.
Okay. So are you doing a standard action, or are you doing full? If you're doing a full attack, then you can't do anything else, but you can attack twice at -4.
I think I'll just hit it the one time properly.
Go right ahead. Oh.
Well.
A hero point that?
I'll hero point that. Let's redo that. That blew.
Hold on. 8. That's not reading properly.
Yeah. Something 20 plus 8 is 6.
Yeah, there's something fucking up in that, because there's no way. You rolled an 8 and you got a 6 net.
Okay.
Let me take a look at your character sheet quickly. And let me. Okay. What is going on here? We had this, I think, last time too.
I think it is. He rolled a 6 and it is a 14. But...
Let's see.
There's one open thing behind the plus.
Yeah, I don't know what. Hold on.
Oh, shall I just shoot it then in the meantime?
Oh, attack details. Here we go. Okay, so what is... Attack 9. What has gone wrong here? No, that's fine.
Yes, the rifle's working okay. It's the unarmed strike.
Oh, the unarmed... Sorry, I'm looking at the I'm a dummy. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So what went wrong here?
Yeah, I think there must be a 0 in the field, and there's an empty field.
Yeah, repeating damage.
So
it's normally when it goes damage per level. That's not. Let's try this here. So that rolled properly.
That's all right. Yeah, you see, that's what I rolled.
Go ahead and try and click on it again. I took the 0 out and put the 0 back in. Why don't you click on that? Let's just see if that fixes the problem. I do like the layout of these better than the official Starfinder ones, but I don't think we ever had this kind of problem with the official ones.
I've clicked it. It's just...
There you go.
Oh, well.
And 8 plus. Yes, that is adding properly now. Hi, Anna. Anna says hi. So yeah, what does it look like as you take this one down with your unarmed strike?
All right. I think it's a strange creature there, so I'll take a spin kick and take its head off.
Nice. This thing's body goes flying back down those stairs and comes to a rest down there. You still have a move and you still have a swift.
Honestly, I think I'm good there.
Okay.
I'm just going to move to my rifle next.
All right. Then Golag. So after all that effort, things have been displaced. But if you look to your north, there are plenty of targets that have presented themselves for you.
Yeah. And I'm not able to move and shoot, right? I have to pick one?
Yeah, absolutely. You can move, and then it's a standard action to shoot. If you want to fire twice at -4, then it's a full round action. You cannot move.
You know what? And I should have checked. Let's see my range. It is. What is the range on my?
Not
plasma?
great on the plasma pistol. I think it's 30. 30.
Therefore, I should move. I will move and shoot. If that is
absolutely
okay. I move
You've got this, robot.
Right. And I'll move my 30, and then I'm going to fire at this closest one.
Okay, which one? Oh, the one to the south?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's in range, so you're taking no modifiers for... Yep.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice there's to the north. That's good that I didn't notice. I think that... I think you didn't notice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. You're like, you got this, robot.
I mean, you know, if Golag... You think of Golag's position, he probably would have known it. Are they kind of noisy?
Oh, absolutely. No, if you want to change your action, I'm fine with that. Like the...
Yeah.
Jokes aside,
he will not leave. Since he's aware, he will not leave.
Igor
in the lurch.
Give him the choice between you and the doctor. I like you better.
Yeah.
So is he Igor or is he Lurch?
Let's see here.
So what it'll be? Range.
I mean, you can shoot 60 yards as well.
Yeah, like you can. It's just a
-1.
There you go. That's my question: is what the range modifier penalty is.
I think a -1, or not a -2, but something.
It's either -1 or -2. Let's take a look here. Now, because we didn't have a proper stand-up fight in Starfinder, the Starfinder versions of your characters, I did kind of put my thumb on the scale so you guys would get that before we had the session, but we should have looked up some of the stuff beforehand. All right, ranged attacks. Here we go. -2 for each range increment.
Yeah, -2.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'd be -2 to hit. But go ahead and I'll just apply that to their. Oh wait, does it prompt for modifiers when you attack guys? Yeah, so you can put -2 in Golag.
Yes, it does. It does.
All right. Yeah, Golag's intention is to use this doorway to limit how many can get to him at a time.
Yeah, and I think
if
like another Starfaring captain that we know, you can actually overcharge yours, use extra charges, and do more damage with it.
Oh, what's the downside?
You choose up more charges.
Gotcha. How many? Let's see.
Your fork pistol has 20 charges, and the boost 1 allows you to use an extra charge to do double damage.
Oh, I see it. Got it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's overcharge.
Okay.
I will aim at... I'll just go ahead and aim at this one.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. What, let's see, what skill is it? It's...
At the bottom, it should be your... Bottom of the sheet of the...
ranged, right?
Yeah.
Ranged attack?
No. There's an actual... If you just click on the attack roll for your weapon, the weapon is listed down there. Forked plasma pistol, I think it's called.
Probably on the wrong tab.
You're in the wrong tab. If you want to go to the... Here we go. 8-notched forked plasma pistol.
Which, is it on the second one? The third?
No, on the first one. First one. Right at the bottom.
First tab? Okay.
There you go. Right at the bottom. You see it?
Got it. Here it comes. -2.
Here we go. Let's hit roll.
Not very good.
Nat 1! You want to hear a point then?
Sure.
Okay.
I will do so. Let's see here. Okay.
And we'll just double damage for...
better.
Nat 20! Look at that!
One to
Holy
the other.
smokes.
Yeah.
So that is 12 points of damage, and it's going to burn to death. Once again, why don't you tell us what it looks like as it runs towards you and is consumed by plasma?
I guess, immolated. It's like, it just starts eating it and smoking and little flames and then, a little husk.
Love
husk
it. All right. Then it is Basil's turn. What are you doing, Basil?
Yeah, I will move 5 feet up to here.
I think you don't take attacks of opportunity if you want to move faster.
I think I have evasion that...
you have uncanny movement. You do not suffer attacks of opportunity if you choose your target before you move.
Yeah. So but I one of them, not two.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I guess you could pistol whip, right?
Yeah, I could pistol whip from here.
Okay, go
and
right ahead.
use the trick attack and
Please do.
Everything.
Go ahead and give us your
Everything.
skill check.
Yeah, this is a bluff again.
Awesome.
See?
Go ahead and roll damage. Or go ahead and roll your attack. Forgive me.
Yeah. Let's see.
And are they flat-footed against your attack as well? I can't remember.
Nope.
Nat 20 again. Basil, what does it
Okay.
look like as you take down this Marrow Blight?
Yeah, I've seen that they have this weak spot on their head, which is rather complicated to achieve to get there from my lower position. But
Yeah.
you can smash in from below as well, I suppose.
Nice. Doctor, you may want to conduct a research paper on this. They seem to be unusually vulnerable to superheated plasma, to laser fire, and to blunt trauma. Anything else, Basil?
No, I would just that's it, I suppose.
Okay,
Yeah.
then it is Dr. Ursprung's turn, and Igor.
Igor's just going to take a shot at this critter coming in from the west
Go
there.
right ahead.
He'll use his advanced plasma bomber.
Okay. Is that rolling properly? It is, and that is a hit. 16 damage. Holy nice. I forget about the scaling of damage in Starfinder. It's always surprising once you hit third level. All right, so Igor takes down one of them. What is Dr. Ursprung doing?
I think he's just going to take a full action and just take a couple of shots at this one that's to the south.
Go right ahead. So you -4 to hit for each of them.
So it's -4, yeah. -4. Ooh.
Hold on. That is it. It's a Corona laser rifle. That's a hit.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. The everything scales by level. It's like it is in PF2. So your second shot -4.
Yep. Second shot.
You hit it off balance, and then it is down. Then it is the Marrow Blight's turn. So this injured one is going to race up the stairs and jump in front of you once again, Sally. I think this might be one of the only ones that can attack. And to speed things up and rolling damage at the same time. I don't think I'm going to hit, though. Yeah, my 10 won't hit. Sally, you're keeping that one at a distance. Go leg.
Okay.
Yeah. Running down this corridor behind you.
Oh.
I'm going to keep you on the square so I can tell what's adjacent and what is not. They are running up behind. They're not going to be able to attack, but they are able to move in on you.
All right.
2, 4, 5, 6. And there's one that's trying to get down to where the Doctor is. Then we've got over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can move. I don't have to charge. Charge is a thing in this game, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the cheat sheet. on
Oh,
that
great. Great.
-2 to roll.
It's
It's
minus
the
2 to
combat
hit.
maneuvers.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much. So I will have to charge for these ones, but they're going to charge in on Igor.
No. Charge is full action.
I'm wrong. It's full action.
Full round
yeah.
action. Yeah, okay. And charge in. These ones are not going to be able to get in, so they'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and we'll put them up here. Try and scramble up and get to Mr. Golag. Mr. Tasty Golag. That gets to about there. I think that's all of them. Right. What is Igor's KAC?
21.
21. Okay. So my first one is a miss, and then I've got 3 that have -2 to their attacks. Man, I rolled 16, 16, and 16. All misses. So, all right. So he goes in, and they're surrounding Igor and trying to go in, and whatever your like combat subroutines that you programmed into him are all kicking in, and he's keeping these things at a distance. He's not able to get a shot off, unfortunately, yet, but he is able to avoid getting injured. Good that you installed that armor on him too. Let's do one more quick round here. Sally, you're up first. What are you doing?
I will go again for a kick, and I apologize. I should have given the lag.
That is okay.
Up.
It is selectively quick, though. I can attest for trying to enter initiative orders. So, and then a Gola, you'll be up after this. Oosh.
Yeah. It'd go like if you just want to go while this thing slowly grinds its way down the internet.
Is there a step in Starfinder?
Yes, 5-foot step.
But that's an action, right?
Yeah, that's a move action.
The guard step. Got it. Yeah, so it's not the 5e or 3.5 free step. Okay. So, Golag, you have been surrounded by these things that came running up from behind you.
Is it?
So you have a pistol. Holy shit. Sally dispatches another with extreme prejudice.
Stamp on it and move on.
Yeah.
Do you want to move up, Sally?
Yeah, you can move too,
Yes,
Sally.
I think it's exactly. I'm going to move up. So,
Okay.
again, please talk amongst yourselves while I while I move.
Don't think I have any group attacks.
I'm just going to check. I think pistols could be used in melee.
Okay.
Yeah, and attacks of opportunity are pretty limited. I think I think you can use the pistol, but you do draw an attack of opportunity, if I recall. It's like magic and using ranged weapons when you're adjacent to an enemy.
Yes, when you use a pistol, then you get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, so you can attack with the pistol. You will get attack of opportunity on you.
I find that Force Blast is a area attack, so I think
Force Blast is an area attack, but I think it's also a spell, which means it would draw an attack of opportunity. And if you are hit while you are casting your spell and you're interrupted, you lose the spell and the slot.
wow.
But
Yeah.
you could make a 5-foot step before and then use full.
Yeah, you could take a 5-foot step, like kind of like jam yourself up against the wall here.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay.
That's a kind of a no-brainer, I think.
Okay, so you stagger back and then Force Blast. Let's see here. I don't think you have to I think you're just rolling damage and I'm rolling saves. Let's see here. Sorry for not entering your spells in there, but I did give you the thing. Oh, it's a cone-shaped burst.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Range 30 feet, instantaneous, reflex partial.
So that means they
Saving throw.
can make a reflex save for partial.
DC 17.
Holy shit. Okay, so there are
2d6 damage. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spell deals 2d6 force damage to each creature in the area unless it succeeds at a reflex saving throw for half damage.
Go ahead and roll your damage because I failed.
Okay, 2d6 coming up. Let's see here.
Come on, big money.
Big money. Hang on. Roll 2d6. Yeah, average.
Okay. And give us a d20 roll, too. You get to make a bull rush attempt against each of them. I'm just going to ad hoc.
There you go.
That. Okay, so they are not pushed back. Then, Basil, what are you doing?
I think it's just too crowded to go for a full attack here. I mean, I can't see the second one, so no.
Okay.
I think I will move up and just move over here. I think that's enough.
Are you
And
trick
then
attacking
use-
again?
And then, oh yeah, I could do the trick attack. Yeah, just
Yeah,
to
you
make
can
sure.
sneak up if you want to use stealth instead. Bluff.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Okay.
So, maybe.
yeah, just a little bit.
Worked. Yeah.
So you sneak up, and do you have a preference for targets in there, or whichever one you can see?
Yeah, I would just I don't know if it makes any sense, but I would just think that I would hit the one which is closest to
Sure,
me. Maybe
yeah.
this one.
You got it. Go ahead and roll damage, or roll your attack. Sorry.
No. I would just have to fire first, I suppose.
Come on, big money.
Yeah, just. I think I would need to
Now,
reroll, I suppose.
Is it flat-footed against your attack?
It is after I hit, it would be, but not
okay.
before. So I will spend a point of
hero point.
Hero point.
You
and
got it.
Just reroll. Yeah, that's my.
There you go. And 10 is more than enough, even without the 21. Yeah. So Basil Golag, you cast your spell at. What does your Force Blast look like, by the way?
He's still shadowy guy, right? So we'll probably
Yeah.
stick with dark. There's like this dark little explosion that pops out from his hands and whoosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hits all of them, knocks him back, and then you see a flash of light right from behind as Basil blows the brains out of one of them. Dr.
Nice.
Erstrong.
So I can't shoot with Igor because he's in sort of melee now, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Is he gonna step? Can he step or no?
He's kind of
If I give him my whole action, can I do that? Or I'll guess those
If you give
barrels are
him your
actual
move
barrels, aren't they?
action, he gets a move action, so he could do a move and a standard.
Yeah. But can he move into these barrels? Or are these sort of
I
actual?
think, give us an athletics check, just to avoid taking a tumble.
Yeah, that is rubbish.
I mean, I do appreciate you giving us the cliched, the robot fell over moment for, we have fit our sci-fi bingo card is getting more full.
Can you spend
Hero
points
point?
on?
Yeah, you can hero point
points?
that, sure.
Yeah, give it a go.
If you wanted.
He's rubbish at everything. He
Yeah.
hasn't got any bonuses. Virtually
So-
anything.
So I think he goes here and then tumbles and falls. I will have 2 attacks of opportunity on him as well. But they are, neither of those. If they do hit, they scratch on his armor. He still has a standard action, though. He will take an attack of opportunity if he fires his gun, but technically he can actually shoot this one or this one.
Oh, well, if he can, he will. Yeah,
Sure.
Definitely.
So he stumbles and falls down, and then 11 is good enough. 13 is not great damage, but seriously injured that first. And then what about Dr. Erstrong? You gave up your move, so you still have a swift and a standard.
So my standard, I'm just going to take a shot at this one ahead of me here.
Go right ahead.
Try and finish him off if I can.
Yep. Any swift action?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Then we will end there with the things going next. You can hear screeching as seemingly more are coming in. So we will leave it there. For those, let's go back to the main screen. Let me hold on. First, adjust the size here.
Yeah.
And then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 4 of our Stars of Paridar campaign or adventure, war mystery, I guess, for this campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have a channel there dedicated to Starfinder, to Pathfinder 2, to this campaign, and most other games we run on the channel. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games, Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have a great selection of new... there you go. Do they have a new... They have... so I was distracted by a flash grenade. So pretty much thematic. There is they not only have a great selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games. They have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, including a bunch of Starfinder stuff and Pathfinder First Edition stuff. If you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code WinterMuser MuserWinter, all caps, all one word, and you'll save yourself 10% on your purchase. If they don't have something in stock that they have listed in their extensive catalog, be sure to enter to click on you can add that as on a want list, and they will send you an email when it comes in. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages, which is the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. And you can learn all about that through that link, and any donations through that link go directly to them. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to benefit the kids who benefit from their services. There is also we just finished up yesterday part 1 of our 2-part Dragon Age adventure that we're playing as part of the charity sessions for the first half of the year. We have that afterwards, and then next month we've got Cypher, and I think we've got Shadowrun. So if you're enjoying some science fantasy in a dystopian future, well, brother, do I have more for you? We also have there's a bunch of other games that are scheduled for the first half of the year, and then after that, donors through the Hero Save Villages campaign will be voting on, from this year, we'll be voting on the games for the remainder of the year. What game we're going to play, what setting is going to be, very similar to what we did last year for those who watched our Year of Ill Omens charity campaign. I'll be announcing more about that on the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. But the last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart crew of the Illuminators. So, Sean, Ingolf, James, and Darren, thank you so much for playing today, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't kill these versions of your heroes.
You wanted to mention the GoFundMe?
Yes. Also, there is, I haven't included a link, but I'll do that afterwards. Earlier last year, we ran a charity one-shot in support of Owen Casey Stevens. Owen was the original line developer of the Starfinder line. Owen has been very active in RPGs for a number of years, has worked on Star Wars Saga Edition, he has worked on the Age games, his fingerprints are on a lot of different things, Pathfinder First Edition. Owen has been undergoing cancer treatment for about the last year, and the last time we ran the session, there was a bunch of folks who had got together we ran our game, but there was also a bunch of industry luminaries who put together a bunch of publications and stuff for him. Cancer, unfortunately, is one of those things that is not a one and done thing. He is still undergoing treatment. He is still looking for assistance in paying for those. He is an American, which means that he is paying, and he wasn't, I believe, a contractor at the time too, so his health insurance was not great. I'm going to include a link in the description of this video to his GoFundMe, which he has done. There's absolutely no obligation to do so, but if you have enjoyed any of our Starfinder content that we've had on the channel, or if you just want to help out someone who is in a very dire circumstance, who is has contributed greatly to our hobby, you can follow that link through and make any donations that you feel you are capable of doing or comfortable with doing. So thank you very, very much for the reminder, Ingolf. I completely forgot about that. So that is that. Otherwise, a huge thank you to Sean, Ingolf, James, and Darren for joining us back on the planet of Zenides. I'm sure you guys will be fine with the marrow blights. I mean, it's not like they're made of mostly pointy things and you guys are wearing environmental suits to protect against an airborne infection. But we'll be back on the surface of Zenides in 2 weeks' time. But until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours. Take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our stalwart illuminators are uncovering on the accursed planet of Zenides. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.